Funding for DNews has been provided by the Cal and Lucille Rudman Institute for Entertainment Industry Studies.
Coming up, Thanksgiving traditions and relief for end-of-term stress on this episode of DNews.
Hello, and welcome to DNews. What's on your bucket list? Artist Candy Chang is asking that very question through a unique art project.
It's called the Before I Die wall on the corner of 38th and Powelton.
The installation invites members of all of Philadelphia, members of the community, members of the Drexel community, to complete that sentence, before I die.
The wall is composed of a series of plywood slats that have been chalkboard painted and stenciled with the prompt, Before I Die. Chalk is made available on site for people to fill in their own responses.
The wall is persistently filled, so we actually have a regular maintenance schedule, so we're constantly allowing people the opportunity to fill in without feeling as though they have to kind of write in other spaces.
Artist Candy Chang started the project in her hometown of New Orleans and has since inspired similar walls in over 70 countries.
All of her work in some kind of way challenges patrons of any kind to think about their relationship to architectural space.
The wall came to Drexel as part of Mrs. Chang's invitation to speak at this year's Distinguished Arts and Sciences Lecture Series.
There will be a public lecture the evening of April 30th. It's the Distinguished College of Arts and Sciences lecture series, and every year we invite somebody who is bridging the disciplines in the humanities, social sciences, and sciences in ways that helps show our Drexel community and the Philadelphia community at large.
If you'd like to contribute your Before I Die thoughts, the site is always open. For DNews, I'm John LaRussa.
Ebola has taken its toll in Africa, but is it a serious threat here? We asked an expert.
So up until last year, for the most part, Ebola virus caused outbreaks in rural communities in Central Africa, particularly.
Dr. Esther Chernak is the director for the Center for Public Health and Readiness at Drexel. First, she explained what Ebola actually is.
Ebola is a virus that causes a hemorrhagic fever syndrome that that's been seen primarily only in Africa. It's spread from person to person through very close, direct contact with the body fluids or blood of an ill person.
Dr. Chernak says, in the U.S., major steps have been taken to limit the threat of an Ebola outbreak.
And what's happened in this country is a public health effort to quickly identify potential cases that might be imported from those highly endemic countries, and then an effort to make sure that in high-risk facilities like healthcare facilities there are control measures.
Dr. Chernak recommends that Drexel students be careful, but not overly concerned.
I think the risk for anyone in this country to catch Ebola is pretty low. It's very hard to get this virus. You need to have very close contact with the blood or body fluids of a person who's not just infected, but even at the later stages of infection is when most people are very, very contagious. So the risk to the average citizen or the average student, absent a clear and recognized exposure, is really almost zero.
I spoke with a Drexel graduate student who had researched the disease.
Nobody really cared about it until recently when it's exploded with the epidemic in West Africa. And it's kind of, in a way it's sad because there's not enough treatment for patients in Africa, and there's just way too much hype about what's going on just because there's a few cases here and a couple of deaths.
Most of the students I spoke with didn't seem as concerned about Ebola as they did a few weeks ago, when it was a hot topic.
I'm not concerned about getting Ebola.
Personally, my thoughts on Ebola are it's definitely a bad thing, but I don't think we're going to be affected too personally on it, so the case closed. It's not that big of an issue.
Not at all. I'm worried about frostbite. It's cold outside, so that's about it.
If you have questions about Ebola, see your family doctor immediately. For DNews, I'm Matt Yondell.
Our final stressing you out, take a deep breath and try some yoga.
Yoga master Skylar Ferguson showed me a couple of these stretching postures that you can do at home to relieve the pressure of school.
Cross your wrist. Inhale as the arms go up, watch the hands. Keep inhaling as you stretch the arms out. Exhale, the arms come back together, the wrists cross, and keep exhaling as the arms come arms up. Exhale, bend right. Inhale up. Exhale, bend left. Inhale up, get tall. Instead of being caught up in the outside thoughts, distractions, worries about how you're going to perform and what you're going to get as a result of your work and your activities, yoga helps you let go of those things. And it gives you a chance to develop your awareness, or your mindfulness, your sense of where you are here and now.
Even slouching at your desk can intensify your stress, so Skylar says watch your posture.
And make sure that your feet are nicely planted on the floor. So the feet should be flat, pointing straight forward. And then when you look at the legs, the knees should be at a 90-degree angle. And the hips also at a 90-degree angle. So the spine is straight and the neck is straight. You're sitting comfortably with the weight down on the feet and down on the hips.
Good luck with your finals, keep calm, and do some yoga. For DNews, I'm Rachel Violi.
Namaste.
Thanksgiving is a time for food, football, and counting our blessings. Kathy White went looking to talk turkey on campus.
No, I love food, so Thanksgiving is a wonderful holiday for me.
This is like my third time celebrating Thanksgiving, and so far it's been fun.
Around Thanksgiving time, it's like, let me learn how to make some of these, because make them off to the side there. It's some good eats when you're sitting in your room with nothing but ramen noodles and spices sitting around.
Right.
Some foods are annual favorites.
My favorite Thanksgiving food would obviously be turkey, because it's not Thanksgiving without turkey.
Oh, turkey, ham, rib, spare rib.
So my favorite Thanksgiving food is a cranberry fluff that my aunt makes every year.
Thanksgiving food has got to be pumpkin pie. My mommy has the best homemade recipe.
But some recipes don't please the palate.
My least favorite Thanksgiving food, everybody's gonna hate me for this, stuffing. I can't stand it.
Probably cranberry sauce. Yeah, probably my least favorite Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna go with cranberry sauce. I don't think it's bad. I know a lot of people like it. I just think it doesn't give me the Thanksgiving. It doesn't fill me enough. So I mean, I'm all about the meats, the pasta, obviously being Italian and all that. So.
Not all students have traditional meals.
The spread of food that we have is a little different than most people. We're Haitian American, so we have a lot of Haitian foods, bun and pizza and things like that.
My favorite Thanksgiving food isn't as traditional as most people. I'm a very Italian person, so I love me some fried ravioli on Thanksgiving. It's the best.
Thanksgiving is a great time for seeing family and friends.
My favorite part of Thanksgiving is definitely just eating a lot and then hanging out with my family.
I just love the fact that we get like the weekend off, and then you get to like spend time with your families.
Well, usually me and my family, we get like everybody that's in my family that's around. So it's like 60 plus people in my house at once. So, that big like union of the family, that's probably one of our biggest traditions.
And let's not forget giving thanks.
I've heard like some stories of people that like invite other people that don't have family or Thanksgiving into their house, and I really like that it's a time of year that you can do that just because it's a good thing to do.
Since we do the typical go around the table and say what we're thankful for, and some people say very serious things like their health or family, and some people say very random things.
There's football.
We do have a football game every year that we play annually, the day after Thanksgiving, after we get off that. I don't really understand why we do it after Thanksgiving, but yeah, we just do it. It's really fun.
Football. Definitely football. It's just no question. I mean, I play football Thanksgiving morning. I eat and watch football all day, and then the next day I go and play an annual flag football game. So there you go.
And even shopping.
Favorite thing about Thanksgiving is the after Thanksgiving sales. That's definitely my favorite thing about Thanksgiving. Oh, I think at Juicy Couture, everything was like 75% off. It was lovely.
However you spent your Thanksgiving, I hope it was rich and satisfying. For DNews, I'm Kathy White.
That's a wrap for this episode of DNews. I'm John LaRusso. Happy holidays.
The production of DNews has been made possible with the generous support of the Cal and Lucille Rudman Institute for Entertainment Industry Studies, the Office of University Communications, and the Antoinette Westfall College of Media Arts and Design.